Thank you for tuning in to the Reel Sisters ATL. I'm Allison.
I am Christina.
And yes, we are
Reel Sisters.
All right, so let's dive into today's feature.
We have a good episode for you today.
A real good one.
Real good one.
It is a classic. It's been out for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a very fitting time for us to feature this film. So we'll go ahead and dive into The Conjuring.
I'm excited about this
Super
one.
excited to dive into this one, especially since they just released a new one.
Yes.
So, there's so much buzz going on surrounding The Conjuring. I think more and more people are doing research and talking about the background, how The Conjuring came about. So it's based on the Perrin family, who is, I believe they resided up in Rhode Island.
Wow.
So yeah, the mom was possessed, or the family was being, sort of tormented by this spirit back in the 70s.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, they really sort of put a perfect picture together with this movie.
They did.
And from what I've heard, they've even opened up the Conjuring house for overnight stays.
Ooh, now would you stay? I don't know. We want to know. Comment below and let us know.
All y'all brave souls, y'all write a review and we'll be sure to give it a thumbs up.
Right.
I don't know if I'm going.
I'm definitely not going. I don't know. But if you guys come with me, then maybe. Just maybe.
Right.
So let's dive into it. Okay, so we are talking about The Conjuring.
Right.
Okay, so that beginning scene.
That opening was something else.
It was something else. So you have these two girls, they're at home or presumably, just came home. They have this doll, and I wasn't sure where they got the doll from.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys know originally where they got the doll from.
Yeah, I was so lost.
Yeah, I was.
Or
Me
how
too.
they got in their house.
Right. I was like, well, how did they get
the
there?
girl say that it was on a chair or something? They had left it on a chair, but then when they came back home, the doll was in the floor.
Yeah, it was so crazy. But I remember the girl was saying, okay, so we had the doll, in the second room or the guest room, and then they come home. The doll in the middle of the floor with the crayons,
arts and crafts.
Crayon in the floor. Then they open up the guest room, presumably, I guess the second room or guest room, and then they see it is a madhouse.
Chaos.
So at this point, they don't know what's going on. They automatically think, okay, it gotta be the doll. So they like, hold on. Okay, look, let me get this doll out of here.
Yeah, this doll is creepy. This doll is nuts.
This doll is going off the deep end. So they go and throw the doll away in the dumpster.
Yeah.
So
now y'all know what happens when y'all throw the doll away. They always turn back up.
Always come back. So they're asleep. And then they wake up to this bamming noise.
I know. Didn't it start off like really soft and then it just went into high gear?
It scared me.
Yeah, I thought they was late on rent. I thought that was the landlord knocking on the door.
I was like, who mama is that?
Yes,
coming to tell us that. Yeah, I'm like, what's going on? I thought it was one of the girls, they boyfriend or somebody, mad about
crazy ex-lover.
Right, you never know. It could have been turned into an episode of Snapped or something. You never know. So in any event, they hear this noise at the door, presumably at the door. Right. So they open the door, and I don't know if you guys noticed, it was like "Miss Me" written all over the walls. And on that note, I think it said the same thing.
The dog was like, "You miss me? I'm back."
And then they standing there at the door, and they trying to figure out, okay, I'm hearing this banging noise.
Yeah.
But nobody's standing at the door. And come to find out, that banging noise was inside the place.
Oh my gosh, inside the closet.
I'm like, what would you have done? Like, you hear this banging noise, but it's inside of the apartment or house or wherever they were staying.
Listen, it's time to move. I'm cutting this leash short.
Right. I am
packing up. We are rolling out.
We are getting out of there. And they standing around, open the door, trying to figure out. And then they see the doll still there.
Still there.
Now, what would you have done? Let us know.
Y'all chime in.
I would have been like,
how would y'all have handled that?
I am good. So then we move on to where it transitions to the house where, the family is staying.
Yeah, the focal point of this film being the parent family. They moved into this house, and I mean, right from the jump, I think even when the dog was coming to the threshold of the door, that energy that the dog felt, coming
and
into
if the
house.
dog can feel the energy, now you know something wrong, because
something is
a dog always know when something.
Yeah.
If you've ever
they
watched,
start sniffing you, and,
looking around, and they not right.
Yeah, it gets intense. So the dog had already, let us know what was up.
Dog was right on point, and I already knew what was going on.
So they were not in the house very long before all of this, weird stuff starts happening, and they're hearing, the kids are accustomed to playing this clapping game.
I remember. I still rings in my head.
Incorporated the clapping with their hide and seek game, which seemed very innocent at first, and then it takes like this dark turn.
Yes.
Where the mom is hearing this clapping.
Yeah, it's late at night. Yeah, it's late at night, and the kids are gone to bed.
Yeah.
And she heard this clapping noise, and she's like, hold on. My kids going to bed, like, who clapping?
Who is that?
So she walking around, and next thing you know, she hearing the door open.
Yeah.
The piano playing. I'm like, sis,
it's time to go.
get the kids and get on. What you still doing in there? Run.
Because you know in any horror movie, you gotta go investigate, right? You gotta go see where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so she's looking around. So she walks down to the basement to, see if the noise is coming from there. I'm thinking she goes down there, and then she looking around, because at this point she got knocked down. Yeah, she got knocked down.
Trying to go back upstairs, and that door
slammed right on her face.
That wind knocked her right back down the stairs.
So she down there, she looking around, she in a daze because she done fell down the steps. And then out of nowhere, some ball just come out, like as if somebody threw it. I would have been like,
I would have ran and
I would have took that ball.
Basement door open so fast and got up out of there. Listen,
I'm like, sis, what you looking around for? Go, like, and that's the part that just be making me so mad. Like, get up and go,
get up and run, sis, and then gets up to the stairs and striking a match, trying to see who's down there.
Yeah, because the light cut off. I mean, everything.
I mean, seriously.
And then she hears somebody behind her doing that same clap.
I want to play a game.
I'm like,
do you want to play a game with me?
I would have been scared out of my mind. I don't know about you guys, but I would have been like, look.
Y'all chime in and let us know what y'all would have done.
Please, let us know.
Because y'all heard that sound.
I would have been like, come out the dark. Come on, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah, you want to play? I got something for you to play with. So at this point, we know something is in the house. Okay. And then all these strange things start happening.
Oh my gosh, the clock stopping every morning just after 3 a.m. I believe.
Yeah, and then the kids are asleep, and then they feel this tugging.
Under the cover.
Tugging on their foot. I'm like,
thinking each other was playing. And looking over and seeing they sleep. It's like,
I would have been like, if I'm feeling this tugging noise, and then I look over, just like me and you in the room, and then I feel somebody tugging on me and you knocked it, I would have been like, look, all right,
somebody got to square up.
Right, somebody got to
fight. Seen or unseen. They got to square
I'm going to start punching the air, literally.
Right, punching the air. I'm telling you. And then it's like, they also observe like this pungent odor.
Yeah.
spirit was, believed to have been present.
Yeah, it was
my gosh.
it was a smell.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, it started taking over the kids, where even the little girl, I think she experienced
like beating her head against the closet.
She was like beating her head. So and this
really
spirit
bizarre.
was taking over the kids one by one, and eventually getting to the mom.
Yeah.
Because I remember at one point the mom was like asleep, and then she wake up, and Lorraine, I think that was her name, she kind of had a feeling, something ain't right.
Yeah, after investigating the house and surveying the house and just getting a feel for that energy, So
and she knew, because she was like, okay, you know what? She was like, let me do some further investigation. And you remember she went to that pond.
Yeah. And you remember seeing the body swinging behind her. And
I was so scared when I seen that.
And then that locket or type of game where they twist the thing and it makes the music. And she was seeing that spirit, and the little girl had made a whole friend in that mirror.
I was like, imagine being able to see all of that stuff firsthand.
Yeah.
You can see somebody swinging their body. I would have been like, look, get out now. What you still doing here?
Why are y'all still here?
But of course they want to investigate.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that they had to elicit the help of demonologists says that, when in doubt, just
go.
No,
please. So then later on, the spirit takes possession over the mom.
Right.
Yeah. To where I think it took a turning point when she was asleep. I don't know if you guys watched the movie yet, but when she was asleep, the spirit came on top of her. Yeah. And I guess looked like it, breathed in her mouth or whatever. And I remember again, Lorraine was thinking, something ain't right. So she running up the stairs trying to warn the mama. Right. And then at this point, the mom in the bathroom, and she was like, oh no, I'm fine. I'm perfect. I'm okay. Yeah, that was the sign right there, because how all this stuff going on and you walking out like it's a bright sunny day.
Y'all have been distraught for weeks, and all of a sudden it's, like you had a full night of sleep. All bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Like, come on now.
So then the spirit at this point has taken over the mom. Wow. And she started acting strange, and they caught wind to that. Yeah. So they're like, okay, you know what? This spirit has clearly taken over her. So they're trying to eventually perform an exorcism. Yeah. Because they're like, okay, this spirit has got wind to the mama. Yeah. And and they knew it because the mama started acting funny. And I remember the mama was at a hotel or at some other residence. Right. And they're like, oh, she left to go take the kids for a quote unquote ride. But she was trying to go and take her kids out. I'm like,
take them right on out.
That is messed up. So they trying to find her because they don't want her to take her kids out. Like,
mama was trying to take a ride down by the lake.
She was trying to go by the lake. I'm like, lady, get out. I told you should have left the first time. Now you're trying to take out your kids.
Yeah, that's insane.
So they realized that, she's possessed. So they're trying to perform this exorcism to get this quote unquote spirit out of her.
Right. That's when it really got real.
Man, it got real. I was so scared because they in the basement trying to perform this exorcism.
But even before that, there was like this weird energy sort of pulling the mom back.
Yeah.
It wouldn't allow her to leave the house.
I remember, like, it dragged her. Yeah. That was like my scariest part.
They were trying to get her out of that house, and the spirit was like, had this pull on her that yanked her back in and down into the basement. And that's when it took, it went from 0 to 60.
It went to 100.
In 2.2 seconds.
So they sit up here trying to perform this exorcism, to get this spirit out of her. Because at this point, this spirit fully took over her.
I mean, cutting up.
I mean, she had stuff just flying everywhere. She was flying everywhere. It got to a point she was even like upside down, banging on the wall.
The ceiling.
Yeah, the ceiling.
That was insane. But when they wrapped that sheet and that rope around her like it was a wrestling match, and she was going from one end of that basement
like,
to the other, I'm like, this needs to be on pay-per-view. I mean, feature wrestling match.
Right.
I mean, this is the main event.
She was going in. I was like, oh my goodness, lady. Like, dang, I'm at this point, I'm sitting there in suspense because I'm hoping, like, please, get this, whatever spirit is out of her, so she can go back to who she is. Right. But then it take an even twisting turn when, the husband is trying to talk to her and she like, stop. I know it, the camera kind of stands still and she like turn and she's laughing.
That's
she's like, everyone is going to die. I'm like, lady, no.
I'm like, oh, you gotta chill out.
Like, and she was laughing.
She was wilding. Like she was on the front row of the comedy show.
She was laughing so hard and I was like, it was so suspenseful, but it was low-key funny when she was
That was pretty comical, like, you know what?
So at this point, they're trying to, again, perform this exorcism to get this spirit out of her. This girl is going nuts. I mean, she is trying to kill her kids.
Yeah, chasing the little girl under the house.
She laughing about everybody being killed.
Yeah.
So that's when everybody step in and is trying to, get this demon out of her.
Right.
And she's chasing the little girl, trying to go ahead and kill her.
Right. And then finally, Ed Warren steps in and he finishes, going over, I guess, this Bible verses or whatever he needed to say to sort of cast this demon out of her. And I think it wasn't until he called the demon out by name.
Yeah, it was like Bathsheba.
And then even beforehand, that scene in the basement where he said, "Reveal yourself," and her face starts to tear through the sheets.
Oh my God, that part was so scary.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
I was like, yo, this is insane. So in the end, luckily, they were able to get the spirit out because Lorraine was telling the mom, and she was like, just remember, your family. And it was this memory of her on the beach with her family. It was like, just remember your family. And it was almost like once she thought about that, the spirit just kind of, diminished or went away.
At least its grip off of her.
Yeah. And it ended up to where the spirit eventually released her and she just cried and she was at peace. And, it made me feel really good because I thought that the witch was going to take her out. I really was
on her.
It was crazy. But I'm glad in the end that she was able to, get the spirit removed from her and enjoy her family.
Right. I mean, the movie just told such an incredible story. And there's so many scenes that we didn't even get to touch on in this film. So y'all chime in below.
Yes.
Let us know what other scenes really just had you clenching yourself. Like, wait a minute, what is going on? Any questions you had about the film, thoughts, comments, leave them below.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with everybody you know. We know there's some Conjuring fans out there. So chime in below and let us know what other films you want to see, whether it's from the Conjuring franchise or any others. We're going to be bringing so much more content your way.
Yes.
And thank you for tuning in to the Reel Sisters ATL. And yes, we are Reel Sisters.